Hello there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from the Dusty Thunder subreddit. Would you look at that? And is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Refusing to Change the Date of My Daughter's Birthday Party to Accommodate a Friend? I, 36 female, have a friend, Mila, of 5 years, 35 female. We share the same cultural background and together with our partners have shared many social activities over the years. Although we live on opposite ends of the city, almost an hour apart. We've shared intimate details of our personal lives, and I've always appreciated her acceptance and support as I healed from a very difficult, no-contact family situation. When I got married 2 years ago, she didn't hesitate to help organize the wedding and be a witness for our marriage certificate. It was the sweetest surprise to find out on our wedding night that I was pregnant. A couple of weeks later, Mila video called me to announce the news that she too was pregnant and was about 3 weeks further along than me. I was delighted. Every week we'd text each other for pregnancy updates. It was so nice to go through pregnancy with a friend. Fast forward to when our babies were a few months old. We managed to meet up for brunch once, but the weekly texts had stopped. Soon I began seeing photos on social media of her out and about frequently with two mothers from her local parents group, Sal and Gia. I too had a parents group, but it wasn't all that socially active. Mila previously had mentioned that I should come over to her house for a play date and stay all day since I live so far away. But a few weeks later, she changed her offer to a short visit of just a couple hours. I was disappointed, but drove the hour across town and back to see her anyway. On another occasion, Mila invited me on a group trip to the zoo last minute. When I got there, I couldn't help wondering whether she'd invited me because Gia dropped out. I got along fine with Sal. During our introductions, I mentioned my daughter's birth date, and she exclaimed that her son's was the same. A few more months went by, and the contact between Mila and I became sparse. Every time I texted her to start a conversation, she would say she has to go do something and then end it fairly quickly. Meanwhile, she, Sal, and Gia became best of buds, doing just about everything together. Then Mia traveled overseas. While abroad, she kept in regular touch with Sal and Gia by text and video call. I got no messages. Our babies were around 9 months old now, and it was time to begin plans for first birthdays. I sent Mila the invite to my daughter's party more than 2 months in advance. She informed me that she had already been invited to Sal's son's birthday party on the same day at around the same time. I asked her what she wanted to do, and she said she wasn't sure. A few minutes later, she texted to ask how big my party was going to be because Sal was having a big one, and she'd hate to miss it. Dismayed and hurt by this line of questioning, I kept my cool and replied that we were having a low-key event with close friends. A few hours passed, and then she replied, I know it's a stretch, but do you think you could change your party to the following day? I really want to wish my daughter a happy birthday. Gobsmacked and further wounded, I responded with, sorry, no, we prefer to celebrate my daughter's birthday on the actual day. I'm now reconsidering our friendship. I feel like I've been utterly disrespected by Mila and sad at the thought that motherhood has driven us rather apart than bringing us closer. I think she stopped putting effort into our 5-year friendship now that she has a new local clique. So I don't want to change our plans and bend over backwards for someone who would probably not reciprocate. Am I the astronaut? Yeah. No, okay. No, you're not the astronaut for not wanting to change your kid's birthday party. I don't think that's the issue here. I don't think the birthday party is the issue. You're not an asshole for not doing that. And she said she knew it was a stretch, so she didn't expect you to do that either. It was just an option she was throwing out. Now, in your friend's defense here, she's trying to have a foot in both worlds still. Like the other world has consumed her, clearly. And because it's there, it has proximity. She's able to be friendly with them more often. You're not that far away, though. She could reach out more if she wanted to. My question for you, if I may be so bold, is you talk a lot about her not reaching out to tend this relationship. You talk a little bit about you reaching out and trying to initiate conversation as well, and her cutting that short, which I understand, but how much more effort beyond that have you given? It can't all be on her, and it can't just be like she's busy, so our conversations are kept short. Also, people grow apart. Life gets crazy, especially when you have kids. It is really hard to maintain friendships. It really stinking is. And if she has a local clique and they do things together, I think you already know that organically takes on a life of its own. You already know that your lack of proximity with her makes her more likely to do things and grow closer with them. You already know those things. I think the big issue is that you don't have those things, and she does. if you had those things locally as well, I don't think you would not care, but you wouldn't be bothered by this situation. It's the fact that she has those things and you don't. So there's additional sting to it, right? You're not an asshole. I think you have to understand that this pain you're feeling is not just the realization that a friend has moved on and that their life has changed and they've outgrown the life that you guys used to have together. It is the understanding that she is doing that because she has something that you do not. And there's probably just an extra sting with it there. You're not an asshole. I don't think your friend's an asshole either. Her throwing out the option of you moving, it was her only chance at being able to come to your thing too. So understand that. She wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you. That's not the vibe that I get, at least. She's trying to hang on with this relationship she has with you by a thread and still trying to keep at least something there. She probably could do more, but life is freaking busy. And it sounds like her local clique here has her pretty wrapped up and busy as well. So maybe there just needs to be a really honest conversation between the two of you and be like, look, life has taken us different directions. And I think you need to be honest with her and be like, look, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you have this. I need you to understand that I don't have, and that makes it hurt just a little bit more. And maybe that will lead to more inclusion by her with your friend group. Maybe it will. Maybe that could lead to a solution. If you guys are real friends and can tell each other what you truly mean, it could lead to a solution. I don't think either one of you are assholes here. If there was an EDSH, I would use it. Everyone doesn't suck here. NAH, no assholes here. Why did I automatically I automatically read that as a doctor in a scene who is like trying to perform some kind of exam, and he's like, there are no assholes here. Response to the title is refusing to change the date. No, that's an NTA. We talked about that. It's an NTA. You're not an asshole, OP, for refusing to change the date of your daughter's birthday party, and she didn't expect you to. She said she knew it was a long shot. You're also not an asshole situationally here, and I don't think your friend is either.